to throw it short, and blowing up the play on the edge beautifully is Booth.
The Clemson playmaker, Andrew Booth. Impressive in many ways, which is why the Minnesota Vikings used their second-round selection on him, 42nd overall. Welcome to Vikings Film Room. We're going to do a deep dive on the film of Andrew Booth and see how he's going to fit in this Vikings defense this year and why I think he's an NFL-ready corner. Now, with any good college cornerback, this is what you do with him. You leave him one-on-one against a wide receiver with all this space to defend, but Booth does such a tremendous job taking guys on one-on-one and using his body position. You'll see he matches that receiver speed for speed, but as that ball's in the air, he's squeezing him toward that sideline, rallies underneath it, and comes up with the interception. A tremendous play right here off the bat by Andrew Booth. Now, one of the characteristics I like most about Andrew Booth is his vision. And by vision, I don't mean just seeing the receiver in front of him, not just seeing the quarterback or the ball in the air. It's the ability to see all three, and this is a perfect example of that. You'll see the two receivers up front, they're running vertical, they're running deep. They're getting up this field, but Booth sets his feet because he sees the quarterback is getting ready to throw the football. His vision goes from receiver to quarterback, but then he notices the angle of the ball. Because these receivers are running vertically, but this football isn't going that direction. He's throwing it to the outside. Booth comes off, makes the interception, not even a receiver in sight. That's vision. Now, a trait of a great cornerback is the ability to make plays when you are in a bad position, and this is a perfect example of that. They're in a 3-deep type of coverage. You have a deep middle safety. He's playing deep third up top. This play is designed to beat him, and we'll show you exactly what I mean by that. As the quarterback rolls out, he's rolling out for the reason of pulling this free safety away, right? He wants his safety to roll as he widens, and you're gonna see exactly why. Because once he gets up to the top, that opens up the middle of the field. And oh, by the way, when you're playing a deep third, you're actually outside of this receiver. So Booth is playing outside of this receiver, and he's got the middle of the field wide open. That's why they rolled him, that's why he reset, and he's gonna make the big throw. But Booth has a different idea. He's able to squeeze him all the way across the field to the other hash mark, and not just break up the play, but jump in front and make that interception. That is an incredible play by Booth. Body control and anticipation are so important for a cornerback in the NFL. This is a great example of Andrew Booth doing that. He's in a press bail technique. That means he's gonna roll up and bail out at the last moment. Watch what he's able to do. As this receiver works his way to the outside, to the sideline, you'll see Andrew Booth adjust his level, adjust his drop to put himself in between the receiver and the end zone. He's widening himself out, and once that ball's in the air, he makes it his own, and oh my heavens, the OBJ one-handed backhand grab, unbelievable play. All right, at the NFL level, another thing a corner has to learn to do, they call it rolling the post. What does that mean? You're gonna see Booth execute this flawlessly in this scenario. Okay, again, a 3-deep type of shell, you have a deep middle safety. These two receivers are coming up the field. You have the inside guy running the seam. This outside receiver is gonna run the dig underneath. Now, Booth knows anything underneath, he can pass that off to somebody on the other side, but he has to get over here to help on the post route or the corner route from the slot receiver. Beautifully executed, lets that receiver come underneath, gets his way, beautiful angle to the ball, it's up in the air, never takes his eyes off it, goes up and makes it his own. Textbook example of a corner rolling the post. So you've seen Booth play the press bail, we've seen him roll the post. How about midpointing? This is one of the toughest things for a corner to do when you're playing 3 deep. And what does midpoint mean? This means he's responsible for the deep third, but whenever you have 2 vertical wide receivers coming up the field, he has to play in between them and then read where the ball is going to go. So you'll see Booth just move himself a little bit inside, but his vision is on the quarterback. He can tell that this quarterback is trying to gun this thing to this inside slot receiver. It's 1 defender covering 2 receivers. Beautiful read, beautiful break on the ball, gets in there. Beautiful example of a corner midpointing 2 vertical routes. An overlooked aspect of cornerbacks, physicality. And I don't mean necessarily lighting people up. We're talking about owning your real estate. You got a big-bodied receiver. He's just going to want to come up the field, get into Booth, push off, and make this reception. But Booth does a great job of moving his feet, staying square, owning his ground. Oh, by the way, gets his eyes back and almost intercepts this ball. So you say you want a corner with some great footwork? Watch this example. Fade route, beautiful job of Booth moving his feet, staying square, and making that receiver go outside, forcing him to the sideline. Snap of the ball, stays square, doesn't bite on the juke, turns, gets his eyes back. Great job of footwork on that play. Now, cornerbacks don't make their millions in the NFL by open field tackling, but every once in a while you're going to have to. And Andrew Booth can absolutely tackle in the open field. And this is a great example. He's rolled up, he's playing inside. When this ball is thrown, you're going to see he's at the same level as that linebacker, but look who wins. Doesn't even break down, saws off that outside leg. Great open field tackle. Another great example of Booth and run support. You'll see him on the outside. This receiver's coming down to block that safety. He plants his foot, and as soon as he plants his foot, he makes a beeline to the outside to saw that leg of that running back. Great job rallying and run support, taking a proper angle and bringing that running back down. Now, we all got excited when Derek Stingley made this play. Well, Booth has his own version of it. You're gonna see in this case, line up out in the flat, diagnoses the play. He knows he's getting blocked by this receiver and he's gonna have to rally up and not let the running back get outside of him. But he has the vision and the speed to beat this block underneath, take a beeline to the football, bam, and make that tackle for a loss. Great play, great diagnosis, way to get north and south. Now, we do not know what this Ed Donatel defense is gonna show us, but you see this on film, you may wanna put a corner cat into the playbook. You're gonna see Booth up on top, snap of the ball north and south, hits the running back, makes a great tackle, has the ability to blitz from the outside. So overall, Andrew Booth has all the measurables for a great NFL cornerback. But on tape, we've seen the other things that he can do. His ball skills, his vision, his ability to play coverage, to know what's happening around him and get himself in the right spot. And oh, by the way, make that interception when the ball's up in the air. I'm looking for a lot of great things out of Andrew Booth this season.